Hey guys, this is Eric Weingarten with Weingarten Racing. Little video for you today. This is not tech related. I am back from vacation, so feel free to call. I'm trying to go through all my calls right now. I think I've got 44 here that's got to be returned. I haven't made it that far. I think I'm on number 12. So I got more calls to make. But I'm making this video because I'm still going to do tech videos on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I think I'm going to do a couple videos about the whole European experience I went on, just because I think it's interesting for other people to know what it's like outside the United States, because it is vastly different. So I'm going to give you my takes and stuff. If you don't want to watch them, that's fine. The tech stuff's still going to be car related, or cylinder head, engine, horsepower stuff. Those are still going to happen. And I'm only going to do this for a little bit because I do want to share what I learned through my trip to Europe. So anyway, today's not tech. Tomorrow, because I already went through the boxes that came in, there's a bunch. There's a Promax Project X 185cc head. I'm going to flow that and do a video about that, and that should be on Wednesday. And then we'll go from there. So if this isn't what your bag, don't worry. I'm only going to do them like Tuesdays and Thursdays until I can run out of what I wanted to talk about. And then the rest are just normal. So don't think I'm leaving the racing thing to talk about something else. I'm not. It's just different. So let's get started. So here's what happened. My wife and I were celebrating our 20th anniversary. So, you know, because it's 20, you got to do something big. Well, you don't have to. It's not like she asked or nothing or begged or demanded. But it just felt like, you know, when you need to do something. And I have never visited outside the United States at all. Never been to Mexico, Canada, any of the others. So anyway, I'd been saving up money anyway, you know, to do something special. So we went to AAA and looked at if they had any vacation packages, and they actually have one to Europe, and this is what I'm describing. So it was 14 days total, and it starts off in England, and then it went to Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Italy, Switzerland, France. And then, anyway, the whole package also included airline flights, the trip to and from all these cities where you went, hotels, food sometimes. So some of the meals were included, some weren't. The whole thing, in case you're wondering, cost $9,000 for two people. And like I said, that includes the meal. So I didn't have to rent a car or nothing like that. It was really neat. So you actually have a travel person that goes with you. I was a little hesitant because, like I said, I've never been out of the country. So it was very different. But I just want to share some experiences because I'd never been out of the country. I always thought America's the best. Everything, this other places are going to be a dump. It's going to be horrible. And no, America does a lot of things great, but it turns out other countries do a lot of things different or better, and some things worse. So anyway, I just want to go through a couple things, you know, from a car guy to, so just relate. Because I mean, you can watch probably other videos and they talk about Europe stuff, but it's not like, to me, from a true, never been out, like I just give me the bullet points type of thing, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I've been rambling 3 minutes, so let me get started. First off, one of the things you need to realize is when you go to Europe, not Great Britain so much, you have to pay for the bathroom. So let's say you got to go pee, right? You're gonna go. It doesn't matter. You're wandering around, say France or anywhere in Germany or Austria, and you need to go pee. You got to pay. They don't. They're public toilets. You might as well get a card that can scan, and you go there and you pay. And the pay varies. So even if you were at a truck stop, say, because we had several of those, you have to pay to go to the bathroom, and that price varies. So the most expensive one we paid was $2, right? So I shouldn't say $2, €2, which is like $2.10 or so. I think it's a bit higher. Depends on the exchange rate. To go to the bathroom, that was in Switzerland. For the record, everything's expensive in Switzerland. The rest, most of them were €1. But let's say you go to the bathroom in a truck stop there. Their bathrooms are much nicer, but you'll pay €1 and it gives you this like little receipt. And it's like a little printed tag. And then you buy something at the store. Well, it takes 70 cents off whatever you bought in the store. So it's kind of like a refund thing. Some of the gas stops, because their gas stations are, we have Quick Trip here, and I like Quick Trip. You ain't got nothing on the Europeans. Their gas stations have full restaurants, at least seems that way better food. Their kitchen is actually a kitchen, Quick Trip. And anyway, so that coupon that they give you for the bathroom, they will only allow you to use it for food purchases like that, not like to get a candy bar or a Coke. So some do, some don't. So that's one thing that's pretty different. The next thing is the roads in general. So the way that this trip experience worked is, even though we landed there, you get together with your group, and there was like 33 of us. Then you hop on like a charter bus, and you've got a tour guide, and our tour guide was from New Zealand, super cool guy named Gary. And then you drive to a city, and he takes you to special places, and they set you up with a hotel, and he takes you around to look at different stuff, or set out to do these little experiences so you can see like people blowing glass and all kinds of different things. But anyway, he kind of guided us along the way. So he told some of the things that we didn't know about, obviously, because he'd already gone through this. Really good with directions too. So anyway, because of that, we're on the coach. We drove on the European roads. Our roads suck. USA is not number one in roads, period. So France roads so much better. Germany's obviously better. Austria, everywhere. Italy's are better, except for they're kind of bumpy. So if you take I'd say a good road in America is a bad road in Italy. Italy is about the only one where the roads seem crappy. Here's what's weird though. Since we traveled so much on the highways, because we're going like, I don't know how many miles we went, probably like 5,000 or something. But because we're on the road so much, we get to do some of the different rules. First off, what you will not see in Europe is trucks. And I mean, like, I drive a Dodge Ram, or Ram 1500. You don't see any of those trucks, period. Nobody has trucks. And it could be because the fuel costs are higher, but no one has trucks. They all have smaller cars. The exception to that's kind of Switzerland, because they're richer. But most of them have smaller cars, like take a Nissan Rogue, that's my wife drives. That's about the SUV they have. And they have cars that are small, and that they do not have trucks. Now here's what's weird. Because I know you're thinking, when I talk later on, what about farming? They have to have trucks. They have way more farms, but their farms aren't as massive as ours. But every available part of land that they can farm, they farm. They don't use trucks. They still use cars. So they have like an SUV type of truck, not a big SUV. We're talking a small one, very small SUV, like their Nissan Rogue or Honda Pilot or whatever, something that size, and it pulls around whatever they need for the farms. They do not use trucks. So that's neat. The semi trucks themselves are vastly different. They're a cab over, so you got the cabs actually over the engine, so they're flat in the front. They only have one drive axle. They've got 3 axles on the trailer. The wheels are wider, their tires, I should say. And I think it spreads the load out, so it's not tearing up the roads as much. But here's something cool, very cool. In Europe, semi trucks are not allowed on the road on Sundays. You heard me right. So that gives all the people that are driving cars an easier path to go anywhere, home, return, whatever, on Sundays. They're not allowed to drive. That to me is cool, because I know stuff's got to get here, right? I totally get that, but it does clog up. But I will say this, from the driving experience in Europe, when semi trucks in America do this all the time, and I don't blame you, but I just don't like it. You'll have 2 lanes, 2 semis going the same speed, and neither one of them is making any progress. Why this guy's half a mile an hour faster thinks he can pass instead of just sticking behind him. They don't do that in Europe. They simply just stay there. They'll just follow behind him. And matters of fact, this one also happens a lot in the United States. It's totally illegal in Europe. If you have 3 lanes, all right, the lane, the third lane, no truck is allowed in. So you can have 2 trucks side by side. That third lane, no truck can ever be in. I don't know how many times I've actually seen where 3 semis are in a row on a road, and they're all going the same speed, and we can't get around. Infuriating. That's illegal. So that's kind of neat. So there's a little thing about roads and paying for gas stops. I'm going to go through a bunch of other stuff, but I want to kind of limit the video just about 10 minutes. I've got so much more to talk about. So what do you want to talk about? I'm going to talk about food prices. They're the same or cheaper. Same or cheaper. No tipping's amazing. I'm going to say it. It's amazing. You wonder, how can they do it? I'm going to tell you in later videos. Because I asked, because I'm that type of person. I asked the owners, how are you paying your wait staff to not have to pay them tips, and the food's still cheaper than what it is in the United States, even with the exchange rate? And I found out. Okay, so that's cool. I'm going to talk about, when you go to the bars, kids can go to drink in the bars. So I can't wait to tell you about that one. They have to go with their parent. They can't drink hard alcohol. But I got to talk about the mass transit system. Let's see. Britain's food sucks. Anyway, I talk about a bunch of different stuff in different videos throughout the times, but I just wanted to give you just a little start there. So that hopefully gives you something to think about. If you're feeling like, oh, this video sucked, don't worry, because this is just, I'm going to do these till I run out of information about this whole European thing. Besides, maybe if I make some money on this video, I can use it to pay for another vacation in 5 years. But anyway, thanks for watching. Tomorrow's a real tech one, but these are only on Tuesday and Thursdays till I run out of information. And trust me, if you saw it, you'd be like, oh my God, that's not what I thought at all. And there's so much more to tell.